Welcome back to the Midnight Fire, where we explore the strange and the unexplained. Tonight, we're diving into a phenomenon that blurs the lines between reality and illusion, a story whispered in the shadowy corners of the internet and shared in hushed tones among urban explorers, the legend of the room that wasn't there. Imagine this. You're walking down a hallway you've traversed 100 times. In your own home, your office, a familiar school building. But one day, you notice something different. A door. A door you swear was never there before. Curiosity gets the better of you. You turn the knob, push it open, and step into a room that defies all logic. A room that shouldn't exist. This isn't just one isolated story. It's a recurring theme, a modern folktale that has captivated thousands. People from all over the world have reported similar experiences. They described stumbling upon these phantom spaces in the most mundane of places. Sometimes the room is empty, a dusty, forgotten pocket of space. Other times it's furnished in a style decades out of date, as if frozen in time, and in the most unsettling accounts the room feels occupied, not necessarily by a person, but by a presence, a heavy, watchful energy that makes the hair on your arms stand up. So what's going on here? Are these collective hallucinations, glitches in our memory? Or could it be something more? Let's break down some of the most popular theories. First, there's the psychological explanation, often called the false memory or Mandela effect theory. Our brains are incredible, but they're not perfect recording devices. They fill in gaps, smooth over inconsistencies, and sometimes they just get things wrong. It's entirely possible that the door was always there, but for whatever reason, our brains simply edited it out of our daily perception. We walk on autopilot so often, barely registering our surroundings. Then, one day, a change in lighting, a different angle, or a moment of heightened awareness makes us finally notice it. And our brain, trying to reconcile this new information, creates the feeling that it has mysteriously appeared. It's a trick of the mind, a fascinating glitch in our own internal software. But let's be honest, that's the sensible explanation. And here at the Midnight Fire, we like to look beyond the sensible. So let's explore the more paranormal possibilities. One of the most intriguing theories is the idea of a spatial warp, or a glitch in the matrix. This theory suggests that our reality isn't as solid as we perceive it to be. Imagine the universe as a complex computer program. Occasionally there are bugs, errors in the code that cause temporary overlaps or anomalies. A room from another place or even another time could momentarily bleed through into our own reality, creating a doorway where none should be. Those who stumble upon it are essentially accidental witnesses to a system error. The room is there for a moment, an hour, a day, and then the code corrects itself, and the door vanishes as mysteriously as it appeared, leaving the witness to question their own sanity. This ties into another, even more esoteric idea, the concept of parallel dimensions or alternate realities. String theory in physics, for example, posits the existence of multiple dimensions beyond our own. What if these phantom rooms are not just glitches, but actual stable locations in a parallel universe? And for a brief period, the veil between our worlds becomes thin enough for a doorway to form. When you step through that door, you are, for all intents and purposes, stepping into another world. This might explain why some rooms feel so alien or anachronistic. You're not just in a forgotten room in your building. You're in a room from a reality where history took a different turn. The air feels different, the light is wrong, because the fundamental laws of that place might be subtly different from our own. It's a mind-bending thought, isn't it? Now, let's get a little darker. We can't talk about mysterious rooms without touching upon the idea of rituals and haunted places. Some paranormal investigators believe that these anomalous spaces are created, not by accident, but by intention. They could be the result of intense emotional events or deliberate rituals. Think of it like this: a powerful surge of energy, be it from profound grief, intense anger, or a focused magical rite, can leave an imprint on a location. It can warp the fabric of reality, creating an echo room, a psychic residue of a place that once was, or a space manifested by sheer force of will. In this context, the room isn't just a place, it's an entity's domain. A ghost or spirit might be so tied to a specific location that they subconsciously project it into the physical world. This is their safe space, their memory palace, made tangible. Entering such a room would be like walking directly into the epicenter of a haunting. This could explain the overwhelming feelings of dread, sadness, or being watched that so many people report. You're not just a visitor. You're an intruder in a deeply personal and potentially hostile supernatural space. There are countless stories online that support these theories. One popular account tells of a college student who found a small, child-sized door in the back of his dorm room closet. Inside was a fully furnished 1950s-era child's bedroom, complete with toys and a dusty rocking horse. He spent an hour inside, fascinated and unnerved. When he brought his roommate to see it later that day, the door was gone. There was only a solid plaster wall. They even knocked on it. It was completely solid. He was left with no proof, only the lingering memory and a profound sense of unease. Another story involves an office worker who discovered an extra break room on her floor. It was identical to the normal one, but mirrored. The clock on the wall ran backwards. The writing on the snack machines was gibberish. She felt a growing sense of panic, ran out, and when she looked back, the door had vanished, replaced by the familiar beige wall of the corridor. She never saw it again, but for weeks she felt like she was being followed by her own reflection in windows and shiny surfaces. These experiences often share a common thread. The person who finds the room is usually alone, and when they try to show it to someone else, it's gone. This lack of corroboration is what makes the phenomenon so maddeningly personal and impossible to prove. It becomes a private secret, a moment of profound weirdness that isolates the witness. So how can we protect ourselves from accidentally wandering into a place we shouldn't be? Well, if you ever do find a door that shouldn't be there, the safest advice is simple. Don't open it. Acknowledge it, take a picture if you can, but resist the urge to explore. According to folklore, engaging with these anomalies can be dangerous. You might get trapped, or you might bring something back with you. If your curiosity is too strong to resist, be prepared. Some paranormal traditions suggest carrying a protective item like iron or salt. Before entering, state your intention clearly and respectfully. Something like, "I mean no harm. I am only here to observe." Pay close attention to how you feel. Our intuition, that gut feeling, is a powerful survival tool. If the air grows cold, if you feel a sense of overwhelming dread or confusion, it's time to leave immediately. Don't look back. Just get out and close the door firmly behind you. Once you're out, it's a good idea to perform a cleansing of yourself and your space. This doesn't have to be a complex ceremony. It can be as simple as washing your hands and face with cold water, visualizing any negative energy washing away. You could also burn sage or incense in your home to clear the air. The most important thing is to mentally and emotionally disconnect from the experience, to reground yourself firmly in your own reality. The room that wasn't there remains one of the most compelling modern mysteries. Is it a trick of the mind, a glitch in the matrix, a doorway to another world, or the echo of a forgotten ritual? Perhaps it's a little bit of all of these things. The universe is far stranger and more complex than we can possibly comprehend. And maybe, just maybe, these phantom rooms are little glimpses through the cracks, reminders that there is so much more to reality than what we see every day. So keep your eyes open. Pay attention to the familiar places in your life. You never know when you might turn a corner and come face to face with a door and a mystery all your own. What do you think? Have you ever experienced anything like this? Share your stories and theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us here at the Midnight Fire. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and don't be afraid of the dark.